Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 10th, 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. Okay, so this is very interesting. I I like that the lovers has come in the upright position for you because everybody seems to be experiencing the lovers reverse, which means there's a lot of lust going on during this moon. So just to be aware of that when interacting with other people is going to be super important, Aries. Now we're crowned with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is poverty mentality. So being mindful of feeling like you're on the outside looking in. That's a lot of the energy of this new moon during this time. It's a very intense, it's a very powerful new moon. And it's one that seems to be bringing us for a bit of a ride. So, being aware of this, being mindful of this is going to be really important. We're taking the load that we've been carrying and it almost seems like we're just like throwing it down. So be aware of that, being aware of just kind of like looking at all the responsibilities, all the, kind of like drive, determination, focus, and just wanting a release. So, yeah, just being aware of that. We're coming to a completion of a cycle when it comes to our passion, our fire, our determination. It's around our throat chakra as well. Saying what needs to be said is going to be very important to us, to ourselves. It's not necessarily to everybody else, but saying what needs to be said to ourselves is going to be very vindicating. Not picking up everything, not saying, okay, I got this, I got this, I got this, is going to be important for us to be able to move forward in the direction that we want. Now, we have strong Scorpio energy coming through. The death card is the dying way of the old self, the rebirth of the new. It's transformation, it's insight, it's moving in a direction that spirit is guiding us. We are disconnected just a bit, so do be mindful from our intuitive connection with the spirit world. We're going to feel personally that we have to work harder at things. It's kind of like we have to stand before the altar of our existence, declare and, state, this is mine, this is how I'm moving forward. But stepping back and letting that energy come in, that's going to be something that's a little bit more difficult for us. So being aware of that is going to be very important during this time because we have the high priestess reverse and we have the magician in the upright position. So there is even a sense of really thinking, okay, I always have to work towards what I am accomplish that when it comes to my connection with spirit, my connection moving forward, my understanding of my intuitive blessings and, the way that's right for me, instead of stepping back and knowing that our angels and our spirit guides constantly speak to us. So understanding that the sacred feminine aspect of the connection with the universe is going to be a little bit more of a challenge for us than the sacred masculine way of, okay, I'm working towards this. Like, I have goals, I'm working towards this, and it's going to be something that I can actively be involved in. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be very powerful for us. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Now, if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a shamrock in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 10th of March in a completely separate video. So keep your eyes open for that. And then we're going to be doing the announcements every subsequent Sunday. So let's see what the cards have to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here is harmony reversed. We need to find our peace. We need to find our harmony. For one reason or another during this moon, it's very easy for us to be knocked out of harmony, knocked out of balance with ourselves. Now, I love it that she's ascending towards a spell shop. So there can be little rituals that we do. Like we can call them spells. We can call them, we can call them prayers or, whatever it is that we do in order to ground ourselves. So spirit is showing that our harmony comes from being present and being aware. So being mindful about this during this time, because this is going to be a time where it's very easy to get lost in the scrolling on our phone. It's very easy to get lost in distraction and not being mindful as we move forward. So finding our harmony, embracing and grounding ourselves in our harmony is going to be important. Let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. This is personal power, and this is our solar plexus chakra. Trust your gut. Trust your gut, Aries. It serves you well. It's something that usually serves you very well. Solar plexus chakra, trust your gut. Be mindful if be mindful of the foods that you eat, because you're going to find that your body has a very certain response to eating, at a certain time or certain foods. Just be very aware of this, because part of trusting our gut is being able to have our gut connected, being able to not have our gut in trauma from the foods that we've eaten or the stresses that we're under. So just being aware of that during this time is going to be important. Our energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels, is the Eight of Swords. And that makes perfect sense with everything that we've been seeing from this moon, is that we can have a tendency to get in our own head. That's not just going to be us, that's going to be part of our interactions with others as well. We tend to get in our own head. We tend to get in our own way. We'll overthink, we'll overanalyze, we'll have intrusive negative thoughts come forward that say, well, you're not worrying about this and you really should be. And it's like, why? How is that going to serve you? How is that going to help you move forward towards your goals? So stepping back and calming and centering ourselves is going to be a highly important thing and a highly powerful thing for us. And knowing that a lot of the fears that keep us held back, they're walls made by our own mind. Like, I can't do that because, and we have valid reasons that we'll sit there and be like, yeah, that's right. But why not try? Why not, go for what we've been dreaming of, instead of always having it in the realm of dreams and listening to other people who have told us our limitations, who have said you can't do this because of XYZ. Because that's the poverty mentality coming forward. That's the walking out in the cold, away from wealth, prosperity, success, and bounty. And you know what? We're kind of tired of that story. We've been told it way too long. We've believed it for way too long. And now with the Five of Pentacles crowning everything, it's like, first of all, you're not walking alone. And that's going to be very important. You knowing, Aries, that you are connected, that you are guiding forward, that you are being guided forward, that you're not in this alone is game changing. There can be the fear that comes in, like, what if I become alone? What if I disconnect from, the person that I truly love, or, from spirit or whomever it is? And it's like, stop that. Stop putting in the worst case scenarios. Because what it is that we're afraid, for one reason or another. This new moon in Pisces is having us bring forward a lot of the fears that can just paralyze us and be like, oh my gosh, because our brain will bring it forward because it's thinking, well, you need to know this information because you're in trouble right now. And it doesn't know that we're not in trouble right now. What we're doing is we're worrying about things that we don't have any control over. The Five of Pentacles is saying, I'm tired. I'm tired of this cycle of poverty, of doubt, of fear, of chaos, of hurt, of pain, of disappointment. Anything that makes us feel small and less than is considered a poverty line. And we're done with it. It brings us to the Lovers. It brings us to saying, first of all, we have very strong Gemini energy coming through. So if that's in our chart, that comes through very, very powerfully. We have a strong connection with Mercury, which is fantastic because Mercury, it's all about, communication and connection. So we have that strong energy coming forward, where most people have Mercury during this time in a reverse position, which can make, communication for them a lot more challenging. So do be mindful with that during this moon. But we are going to see ourselves saying, what do I love? And how do I move forward towards what I love? How can I take care of myself? How can I guide me forward? How can I embrace the blessings of me and embrace my love, my joy, and my connection? And we're going to see that we start to release. And it can be rather drastically. For some of us, it's just going to be like, I'm dropping this. I'm not doing this anymore. And people will be like, well, Aries, this is quite out of the blue. And it's like, oh no, I've been frustrated with this for a really long time. I'm now just acting on it. So with the 10 of Wands reversed, we're releasing a lot of the negativity that has held us back, or a lot of the burdens that we have put on our shoulders that make it so we only see the mud on our shoes, that make it so that each step seems just so overwhelming, draining, just gut wrenching. And we're done with it. We really are done with it. We're connecting with our throat chakra. And by connecting with our throat chakra, by connecting with our voice, but also with our life purpose, our determination, our focus, we are going to see ourselves transforming. We are going to see the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. The death card, we always think of as a scary card, but it's not. It's actually a very comforting card. We're moving into a new phase of our lives. We're going to be looking back and thinking, wow, I actually don't even really know that person that I once was. I can't go back. And it's moving forward with a distinction, with a power, with an insight. We're very connected to the spirit world, which we can find a bit overwhelming because as Aries energy, we kind of like things to be very direct, very straightforward. It's like, okay, the mode of attack is this, because we're named after Aries as the god of war in ancient, Mars is in Roman, ancient Greek mythology. So had a brain fart for a moment. And so here we're going to be looking at things, but knowing that our angels are blessing us. It's kind of like luck is on our side. Divinity is guiding us forward, the universe, spirit. And we're going to see us moving in a direction and in a way that is shocking, is surprising, but is also very liberating. And there's almost a sense here of where we're having the lines between the spirit world and the earthly world starting to blur, and we're starting to move ourselves forward in a way that really has, the only way I can put it is inspiration guiding us. This is going to be an intense time. This is going to be a time where we see ourselves changing, where we see our passions, our determinations, our focus, our insights guiding us, leading us, but transforming us in ways that we hadn't imagined they would. One of the things we need to be mindful of is sitting in quiet and connecting with that divine spirit. The high priestess is knowing our magic, and it's the veil being lifted from our eyes. We can have a bit of difficulty seeing so clearly. So when spirit says seeing so clearly, what it means is, the energy vibration of this world, the authenticity, which is a word that's thrown around a lot lately, but which has a powerful meaning of, kind of like showing up, things showing up beautifully, people showing up beautifully with powerful, good intentions and saying, this is who I am. Or even if they show up with bad intentions, we can see it. It's like they are who they are. If they're going to be the troublemaker, we know it. We can see it. But we're not trusting our own eyes for one reason or another, and in one way or another. It's either the eyes that we see with quite, physically in this world, or our third eye chakra. So being mindful about this is going to be very important. The veil is being lifted, but we are pulling back the curtain. We're pulling the curtain back close and saying, you know what? No, I don't want to see. So just being aware of this during this time, that in order to move forward, in order to truly embrace the world that we want and the life that we want, seeing more clearly and trusting our intuition is going to be a very important thing. And it moves us to the magician, standing before the altar of our existence, claiming our power, claiming our success, claiming our way forward. That's very natural for us. And there's no wonder that it's in the upright position. These two cards, the high priestess and the magician, they're a beautiful pairing with the high priestess. Okay. The high priestess has a few beautiful pairings, beautiful couple cards in the major arcana. And when the magician comes forward, it's embracing magic. Now, you can be finding a connection here, Aries, that embraces your magic, embraces your born with talents. All right. But you can be like ships in the night. You can be missing each other. This is a soulmate connection, true love connection. You can be at the same place at almost the same time, but it's connecting and stepping into that sacred feminine energy that's going to be more difficult for us, because Aries energy is powerfully masculine. It's powerfully masculine. It's powerfully, I'm going to change the landscape of this, not I'm going to work with the landscape of this. So I know that sounds like a harsh way to describe the masculine energy, but it seems to be a very, very true one. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need to change the landscape of things in order to move things forward. And sometimes we need to work with the landscape of things to move things forward exactly as they need to be. And here it's finding that balance. And we're finding that balance within ourselves. And it's harder for us to work with the organic, work with the natural. So just knowing that during this new moon, the moon of intentions, the moon that connects us with the unseen world, the new moon in Pisces, we need to connect. with moving in an organic way, moving in a natural way. You know, it's not going to be so much about how can I make this work, but how can I work with the energy that's already here and the power that's already guiding me. So that's going to be our challenge for this time. And feeling like an imposter, feeling like we should be locked out of wealth, locked out of success. You know, when people say, why you? You know, why do you get to be successful? The people who answer that, why not me? I mean, that always surprises me when people are like, well, why not me? Because it's such a level of confidence. Because I always find myself asking, you know, why me? Why not somebody else? And it's like, what if you just accepted and said, why not me? And so here with the Five of Pentacles, that's the question that Spirit is bringing forward. Why not you, Aries? And there's something that you're asking. It has to do around your passion and your love, and you've been carrying too much and you've been disconnected from Spirit. Okay? And Spirit is saying, why not you? Why not you connecting? And why not you seeing that you are a powerful force of change? Our subconscious Spirit message is faith. Believe, and you will be surprised at the way you move forward. Our subconscious chakra message is family, the root chakra. The root of you, the grounding of you is family. And that is the most important thing. It's the family you were born into, the family that you've created, the family that raised you. However, family pops in your mind when Spirit says it. Connect with that and have that be the grounding force of you. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. We can drown in dreams. But taking the dreams off the shelf and saying they get to be reality now, that can be terrifying. And again, why not you? Why not you living those dreams? Why not you moving forward in that connection? But be mindful, because this card always makes me think of Narcissus in Greek mythology, who was so in love with his own beauty that he wanted to get closer and closer to his reflection in a pond, right? That he wound up drowning in the pond because he just needed to be closer to the perfection that was him. So just be mindful about that. Don't be drowned in the idea of perfectionism, because it's a lie. It's a lie that keeps us not just mediocre, but it keeps us from ever truly trying to go after the dream. And it brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Be mindful of intrusive thoughts. They are powerful during this new moon. This way of thinking that we can't, we aren't good enough for XYZ. We can't because not trusting our third eye chakra, not trusting the openness of our vision, the way of moving forward, seeing what our soul wants us to be guided to. Okay? Be mindful of this. Be mindful of also, listening to the negative words of others, because we're going to be thinking, well, why would they say it if it wasn't true? Because some people are just jerks, and stop. That's just who they are. All right. And we don't have to listen to them. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this new moon, and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Aries, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.